Henry Fonda used to come in. We had the 60-quart mixer, and it was a step down. So he would stand with that mixer and just stir into the dough how it was being made, and look at everything. He was in a maze of all that. He was that kind of a guy, you know. Henry Fonda, you'd think of him as a movie star.
Sure. And
the way Jane and they described him as a father, he was like, you know, he was lost in his acting. Carol O'Connor, Robert De Niro. Robert De Niro used to sit there. My son Matthew said, "Mom, there's Taxi Driver. He had flip-flops, blue jeans, and a T-shirt on. Who would you think he's a movie star?" And then Al Pacino. That was really funny because Anna, who was married to Susan Strasberg's father, Lee Strasberg, they lived right above Sunset. She used to bring me basil. Anna, she grew basil, and she said, "Come up to the house when I'm not there and pick the fresh basil." Where are you going to get fresh basil? They didn't sell it in the markets like they do now. I mean, Madeline gets bags full from the produce man. We had to grow our own basil to get basil. My brother Matty, too, and we were basil freaks at the time. And that's the one critical thing I did with the marinara sauce. I started to tell you earlier. There was a flavor that I didn't like, and I thought, you know what? This must be too much basil. Because if you put the basil in while it's cooking, we put the good quality of dry, and then they put a lot of the fresh. And then after it loses the smell, it loses the flavor. And though it's in there, it's going to create another flavor, which to me was not desirable. It was like you didn't taste the tomato the way it should have been tasted. So I thought, well, let me try something. Forget the fresh basil at all, and put half of the dry. You know, you put pine cut, put half of like a handful in that big vat. 64. Because at each store, or what they do now is when they flash cool it off. When they put it in the bucket, they put it in plastic bags that are sealed, hermetically sealed. That's when they throw the basil, and then they seal it and they chill it.
Oh, cool.
And that's how it goes out to the stores. You know, she's got it all down to a science, how to keep everything perfectly fresh to get to the stores. But that's the secret of basil. Basil you use at the end. When you don't smell it no more, you don't taste it.